All right. We are recording. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. We have a lot of other new people with us tonight. And this is our new consultant training. It is February 9th. And we're really excited. My name is Patty Mosrino, and we have your co-presenter here, Louise, to my right, but she's probably somewhere in that little box of squares. And then we have Patty Davis as well. So we're all going to be sharing with you. Do you want to just go ahead? Why don't you do an intro, Louise?
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Louise Morris, and I live in Houston, Texas. And I'm a director and have been with Pampered Chef for 16 years.
Yay. Patty? Uh-oh, are you muted? Oh,
I am. My house is full of kids, as
it's
usual.
okay.
So I'm trying to make them be quiet. I'm Patty Davis. I'm in the Texas Panhandle, clear across state from Louise. And I've been a consultant 14 years.
Oh my.
So
Okay.
I know, time flies.
I know. Well, between the three of us, because I'm bringing about 30, almost 31 years of experience, I just cannot even fathom where 31 years went. My kids were 2.5 and 5 when I started. It has been a blur, but an incredible journey for me. And I am so glad to have these guys along with me and all of you as well. So we are going to go ahead, and I can't even count up the years. Somebody count the years. 30, 45, 55, 60 something, 60 something. Yeah, 60 something. Perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share screen, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. Welcome to Successful Strong Start. We're excited. This is our second call, but that's okay. You can go back and, you can always be there next week, but we do record the call, so we can always share the recording of last week's call with you. So today we're just going to do a recap of what we did last week. And I love this, the little post at the top that says, the more you learn, the more you earn. And that is so true. It's like with any business. You want to learn your whatever it is. It doesn't matter if you are it doesn't matter if you're a nail technician or you work in a grocery store or, whoops, I'm letting somebody in. Okay. This is what we're gonna tell you. Probably the first thing that was sent to you from Pampered Chef was a link for the DASH trainings. Was that right? Did you guys all get a link for the DASH trainings? You can just kind of shake your head, perfect, or just say yes. If you're not muted, perfect, because that's where the key is. That's where you're going to learn a lot about all of the things that you need to know for the basics of the business. If you have started with has anybody actually started with the DASH training yet? Yes. Is there an aha? You want to share something with us that you spoke to you and you feel like, oh yeah, I get it. Maybe on a goal setting, or anybody have anything? You can always put it in the chat if you don't want to.
I know what I was. I'm sorry. I know what I was doing. I looked over all of it. I didn't completely fill it all in yet. I just kind of was kind of skipping around, and I was like, you know what? This is so different from when I was in it previously. That I was like, wow, this is great, because it literally just puts it right out there for you. So then when you go back, it'll just remind you each time, why am I doing this? What's in it for me? What can I get out of it? So it's really good reminders.
Love it, Lori. Oh my gosh. And I didn't pay Lori to say that. I am so glad we captured that on this video, because honestly, that is exactly right. So that new training program is perfect, especially for new consultants. So thank you for saying that. Anyone else?
There's a lot to learn in the DASH training. So I've been going through it as much as I can, but I don't want to get overwhelmed with a lot of information.
No, of course not. And I think they only open up the welcome and the getting started for you. So between doing all of that, it probably will not even take you more than 20, 30 minutes. Or
yeah,
30,
I finished
40.
those parts, but I got on the party training, and that's the one where just so many different things and you don't
Yeah.
want to miss anything. So I don't
Yeah.
want to do too many, without really processing what I'm learning.
Exactly, Sylvia. But you know what? You have great, your director, your recruiter, Tina and Denise, they're excellent with that because they've been doing it for a while. So you are going to find yourself, a hands-on with getting started,
Yeah.
in
Denise has been really helpful.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so daily, here's the most important thing in your business. So if you could remember that, if you could remember this, it's all about making contacts. Two-way contacts are better, but it is really all about making contacts. So how many of you have already started, reaching out to people or doing your first shows? Has anybody started that yet?
I've done my own launch party and I'm doing 2 right now. And I have another one coming up next week.
Excellent, excellent, perfect. And Ashley, you guys can put it in the chat or you can unmute and you can share.
Except for I don't know how to put it in the chat.
Okay, then you can just keep unmuted.
Okay.
And we love to hear. I love interaction. So absolutely.
So I'm actually doing my party right now, and then I have a party next week.
Excellent. Okay. Way to go. All right. Okay. And then if anybody else wants to speak or just throw it in the chat, you can do that. Another training that you're going to find very helpful is our virtual PCT training Facebook group. So there's a lot of great things in there. In the announcements, she gives you a walkthrough of where you can find things. There's actually a mock party, and there's lots of great albums with all different kinds of things. Have you already seen that, Lori? No, yes. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of great training there. It's called Virtual PC Team Training. And I would go there if you ever get a chance to do that, and you can look through some of the posts in there and there's a lot of great things on if you don't even know how to do your business pages or connect to a third-party app, all of that is in there for you. And then if you have any questions, reach out to your recruiter director or one of us. That would be great.
Is that virtual PCT training in some other group or?
It's in another Facebook group. Yes.
What's that group?
It's called
Make sure.
Virtual PC Team Training.
That's what it's called, the group?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? When I can get to a browser, I'll see if I can throw it in the chat. And you can-
Cassie put the link.
Oh, perfect.
in the
Okay,
chat.
wonderful. Yay, thank you, Cassie. Okay, and then it's always about checking with your director recruiter. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna, let me see if I can get this to, oh, there we go. All right, do we wanna, Patty, do you wanna take some, this is the calendar.
I will take the calendar. Okay, if I can remember, it's been a couple of weeks since I've gotten to get on a call, you guys, and so it's just crazy. The beautiful thing about this business, it's flexible, and I always like to remind consultants, old and new, including myself, that it's flexible, but it's not optional. So office hours are important, and so scheduling your office hours is super important. So when you're looking at your calendar, you want to look at your whole month, and you also want to look at your days. So however you use your calendar, if you use a virtual calendar on your phone, or if you use a paper calendar, I tend to do a little bit of both. That way my important things are in my virtual calendar too, and I can break down my daily tasks both virtually and in my computer. So you can see that this month I have been a little bit of a slacker and I have no highlights. So what I do I had a kid in the hospital, so I'm playing catch up. So I just take a highlighter and put 4 lines for each week. So I can plug in my parties, my start dates, and deciding what day you're gonna start and keeping it consistent is super helpful. So kind of as an organization, we tend to start on Fridays and close on Fridays, but there's certainly room for just making it what works best with your life. So keep it visual, keep it in front of you. Go to the next slide, Patty.
Oh.
So, and part of it is your connections and reaching out to people so that you identify when you're working, so that when you're talking to people, you know what you have open. So if you've decided to have 4 parties a week, you know what's filled and what's not. If you've decided to have 8, you know what's filled and what's not. So, and just reaching out to people. Our business is really about connections, and it's not just about kitchen tools. It's using the things that we sell to make a difference in someone's life. I meet a lot of people who don't know how to cook or are struggling trying to figure out how to deal with the allergies nowadays. What we see is we're eating home more. So all of those give you good reasons to reach out to people. So when you're reaching out to them, we want you to be authentic. We can give you work suggestions, but please be sure and tweak it so it sounds like you, so that your friends don't feel like you're just a robot throwing stuff out there. You know, ask them how they're doing, how they're holding up. A lot of times, if it's somebody I may not have talked to in a while, I'll check their Facebook page. I certainly want to be sensitive. We're in the middle of COVID, and I want to be sensitive if they've got someone super sick or someone who unfortunately has recently passed away. You want to be sensitive to that and not just go, oh, hey, sorry you lost so-and-so, but hey, do you want to have a party? You know what I'm saying? Just keep it sensitive and reaching out. We're fixing to go into our new season. We have so many fun things for Valentine's. There's all kinds of stuff out there. So reaching out to people and saying, hey, I'm doing a fun Facebook party for Valentine's. You can make it couples. You can make it kids in the kitchen. You can make it wine, cheese, and chocolate. Just, you know, all different kinds of things. We share recipes, play games, learn tips and tricks.
What?
We have so many
There's a lot of stuff to learn.
great skills videos available through the blog and on our YouTube channel.
Meetings, how to use this, how to use that.
So there's great ways to do that. So there you have the wording. And so when you have your calendar, you want to book in close. People know what they're doing in the next couple of weeks. So book in close, say I have this day and this day. And typically, like, it doesn't take me anything to get ready for a Friday party. So I could be booking it today for this Friday, or tomorrow, Thursday, for this Friday. And it doesn't, nobody has to vacuum, nobody has to wear pants. You just put it on Facebook. So, I mean, not the picture without the pants, but you know what I'm saying.
It's not required.
Pants not required, which, you know, all of us are kind of used to sitting around in our pajamas. So, okay, what's next, Patty, before I embarrass myself further? So remembering your why. I mean, 14 years in the business, my why changes a lot. So, and we've seen a huge shift in just society these days. And so use your planner to schedule your activities and to remember your why. Put it at the top of your calendar page or put it in your phone. There's a really good app, or no, that's later, never mind. I love the flexibility of Pampered Chef because it allows me to be with my kids when they're sick. My husband and I used to fight over who had to stay home when the kids were sick because we both managed a department and needed to be at work. And so I would work in the morning and he'd work in the afternoon. So filling in your personal time first helps support that. I put my kids' activities in my calendar first, and then I put in when I'm going to work my business. Use highlighters, color coding, tabs, whatever works for you. Schedule all your things. Schedule host coaching. Schedule when you're going to send out packets and do office work, when you're going to do your customer care, when you're going to do your contacting. Schedule that. Some people are able to do it in blocks of an hour. Some people can only do it in 15 or 20-minute blocks. Set your timer. It's the biggest gift to you. Just set your timer, do it for 20 minutes, and move on to something else. So that you're doing laser intensive focused work smarter, not harder. Okay, what else? So this
Working.
might be what your calendar looks like in a digital calendar. I love that you can schedule everything, and I have a different color for when I'm actually doing a party versus when I'm doing paperwork or when I'm working with my team. So that helps me to just kind of see what I'm doing. So color it however it works best for you. Next.
Sometimes it goes, sometimes not.
I know. Okay, I think this is Louise.
You want me to do this one, Patty?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on. Now that we have a way to track, let's talk about building a team. So who are you going to ask, where, and how do you get started? Well, building a team means bringing on somebody to join you in your journey with Pampered Chef, become a team member, your first team member. So you're going to want to go back to what we call the Frank's list, or what we called last week your launch list. Frank list just stands for family, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and who you know by through your kids. That's what I think it's called, an acronym. That's what Frank means. But basically, you're going to want to think through that launch list that we talked about in last week's call. Who did you write on that launch list? What were your top 5 friends that you wrote down? Who were your 5 neighbors you jotted down? Who were your 5 relatives? And you're going to want to start with those people. So you're going to want to start with a friend and just say, hey, you know, I don't know if you know, I started this Pampered Chef business, and I would love to have you come along on the journey with me. We can do this together. We can learn together. We can build our businesses together. So think of your friends, someone you admire or you would love to work alongside. So think of somebody that you've already worked with and that you looked up to or admired. That would be somebody to ask to join you in this business. Teachers, they are great people to ask because generally they have weekends off. Generally they, have school hours, so they're home a little bit earlier. Nurses, another great people to ask. Recent grads, or anyone with student debt, or any debt for that matter. Doesn't have to be student debt. People have a lot of debt nowadays, so think about those people that you can invite to join you alongside. Anyone that may have had a pay cut or was furloughed due to the pandemic. Those people, they probably do need extra income. I couldn't tell you anyone that is like, nah, don't need any income. I'm good. Got enough right now. I'm sure there's somebody that that could use extra income. And your hostesses and your guests. If your host is a perfect person to ask, because obviously they love the products because they're hosting a party for you, right? And if they're a guest in the party, they also would be the perfect person to ask, especially what we call the rock star guest, which is the guest that is commenting all the time. So those are the people to think about asking. All right, next slide, Patty. All right. So to recruit your host, all you have to do is ask them. So there is a system, and it is asking your host 5 times. So I know you might be thinking, oh my gosh, 5 times. I don't want to ask them 5 times, but there is a way to do it so that you are not being annoying and bothersome. It's just what comes natural. So obviously the first time you're going to want to ask your host to join the business is before the party begins. Whether you send out a host letter, we went over last week how the host coaching tab in Consultants Corner, you could put it in your host coaching letter. I message my host personally. This is a little blurb that you could say. This may be the last thing on your mind, but I'd love to offer you this business. You may have never thought about making a little have you ever thought about making a little extra money? Maybe you want to put some aside for retirement or paying off credit card bills or whatever. Whatever the reason, this business could be for you. We could even make this party your launch party, and you can introduce your new business to your friends and family. Are you ready to get started? So that's the first time. And that's very simple. I like to make sure I ask all my hosts before I even set up the party, just like I said. All right, the second time you're going to ask is setting up the party and during the invite process. So as I've got the party set up and your host is now inviting people to the party group, this is a perfect time to bring it up again. Oh my goodness, look how many people have already joined your party. You have 30 people that have joined in a matter of minutes. Wow. Why not give this some thought? This can still be your launch party where you would be the host. I would still run the party for you, and you would also be the consultant. So you would be getting the host rewards and the commission. So what do you think? There you go. That's your second time. That wasn't rude or invasive or anything. Very simple. All right, now the third time is when guests begin joining your group. They're engaging. You're asking questions to get the engagement going in your party. And then this would be the third time to bring it up to your host. All they can say to you is, no, I don't think so, not now, or whatever. It's not scary. Just say that you would love to have them join your team. You're starting your team now, and you would love to have them as your first consultant, that kind of thing. All right. Next. Okay. The fourth way is midway through the party. As you've started to get orders in, just let your host know, oh my goodness, do you know that you have already gotten a kit credit? You've already earned $25 off a kit. Are you sure this isn't something you're interested in doing? Because you've already got a kit credit. You could be making an extra $100 or $400 or $600 if you needed extra income. So that would be your fourth time. So you want to mention it there again. And the final time, and this one you definitely never want to forget to mention, is at the very end of the party. You just let them know, hey, guess what? If you would have been the consultant for this party, you would have earned X in commission. And by the way, you have earned, so we have the 2 kit credits for those that don't know. We have a $25 kit credit and we have a $50 kit credit. So let's say they earned the $50 kit credit. Say, oh my gosh, you earned a $50 kit credit. That $50 can go towards either of the 2 kits that we have right now. And we have a bonus right now of the quick cooker that you can get for free. So you're going to want to mention it again. So that's the 5 times. Super, super easy, right? Yeah, super easy.
Does anybody have any questions on any of those? Pretty simple. You just follow those.
They're very easy. Now let's say she said yes from, she said yes from the beginning. So then what you're going to do is you're going to help her get signed up on your personal website. You're going to help her set up her first party, and I would suggest you still run the party because you were going to do it anyway. Might as well do it, but just make sure all of her family and her friends know that you are running the party as a teaching for their friend Patty, who is now a consultant with Pampered Chef, and then you help her get the bookings so that it will benefit her business. Now, let's say she says yes for the kit credit. Well, so that's great. So now you will add the kit credit to her order, which will come off of the free product, and then she can get signed up that way and use the kit credit. All right.
Could we review, what was the third one? I missed that one.
The third one is when the guests are RSVPing and they're engaging and commenting.
Okay. Thank you.
And in here it says we can easily still turn this into your party, which you can, do that. You just need to like that. We need to dive a little deeper into that, which might be a little confusing on this call, but if that happens, we can walk you through that.
Okay, that'd be awesome. Thanks.
All right, so recruiting during your party, recruiting your guests and not your hosts. So throughout your party, you want to throw in a few little seeds, as we call it, planting seeds about the business opportunity. Pampered Chef offers us these graphic images here, as you can see, in marketing imagery. You can also create your own. I like to use Canva, create your own images or whatever. And I always do a video. So I pre-record a welcome video for the month. I do one a month, and so I can play it in all my videos. I also pre-record a little, it's like a minute and 50 seconds, under 2-minute little video about share my story about myself and about the business. And I do that. But first of all, I'll ask a game or play one of these games like that trivia of the top 5 answers to become a consultant. I'll post that in one of my days in the party early on in the day. And then as people respond to that, obviously I'm responding too, so that more people will see that particular post. And then later on that evening in the party is when I post my video that I've pre-recorded. And then what else was I going to say? There's lots of other cute ones. You can find them also in any of the virtual Pampered Chef virtual party success groups or whatever they're called. They have a lot of cute little images you can post as well.
So your pre-recorded video that you have on yourself, you just talk about like your story and your family and stuff like that, or
yeah, well, it's a minute.
More
Like I
detail?
say, it's like a minute 50 seconds. It's not very long. I just talk about why I stay with Pampered Chef. That's what it's called. Why I stay after 16 years. And I just say I love my business as much today as I did all those years ago. I never dreamt that I would be the Pampered Chef lady.
Yeah.
But Pampered Chef is always offering us carrots. And I'm a carrot grabber, trying to grab all the carrots. So then
Yep.
I just mentioned some of the carrots that I've earned throughout my 16 years with Pampered Chef. And I actually call my video Grabbing Carrots
Awesome.
to get people interested to watch the video. Like you're
Right.
probably thinking, what the heck's a carrot? So,
Good idea.
that's all it's not long. I don't go over, everything that's in the kit because people, tune out. So I just keep it short. And then at the end of the video, I say to them, if you would like any more information, please message me. I would love to be able to share this with you. No obligation. I will just give you the details.
Sure.
So, and then another way also is for you to reach out to somebody. Let's say you have somebody that's answering everything, playing all the games. That's what we call the rock star guest, the rock star party guest.
Okay.
And you're going to want to either message that person or have that person message you. It's better if you have the guest message you versus you message them, because a lot of people aren't, they don't know how to find their messages if you're not friends. So I think of ways to have them message me.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Good idea.
All right, next, Patty. Oh, is this for me? Well, okay.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and finish it off with that?
Okay, going in for the close. Okay, so we have 2 kits right now. They've changed. So we have the $99 kit, and you can see all the products in there, and then the $159 kit. Also, underneath my video, like in the comments of my video, I post the image, the graphic that has the kits. And if we have a bonus, like the quick cooker is the little bonus for this month. Last month it was the blender. I post that too under in the comments under my video. So anyway, so those are the 2 kit options that we have. Notice that the $159 kit has changed, so take note in that. All the products are different. And then the more than $200 in free products, $500 in your first 30 days. This is huge. just for selling $500. $500 really is nothing. Just like that could be like 3 good orders, 5, to 6 reasonable orders. You're going to get the ceramic egg cooker, which you always would get, the mini skinny scraper, and the quick cooker. What? For $500, you're going to get
Yeah.
all of that. So
That's awesome.
that is a huge incentive for somebody. Like, oh my goodness, to get that quick cooker for just $500. For $1,250, you're going to get the non-stick fry pan. Is it that, or is it the new Baker?
It is the new Baker.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that. Oh, correct.
It's the new
Okay.
Baker. That's
Okay, so Marie, okay, we didn't, yeah.
That's okay. I'll just say, so
Yeah.
for everyone that signed in January, so everyone that had signed in January, you are still going to get the 8-inch non-stick fry pan. For anyone that signs in February, you're going to get the new enameled Baker once you reach $1,250 in sales. Once you reach $2,500 in sales, it's the same. You're going to get the 10-inch stainless steel skillet, love it, and the Big Daddy. What? For $5,000 in sales, you're going to get the entire knife block set. Oh my gosh, that's so when you are talking about the business opportunity to your hosts or to your guests, you are going to want to mention the quick cooker. I don't mention all of the other stuff because it's just too overwhelming. But for $500 in sales, you're going to get that quick cooker that you are definitely going to want to mention for sure. All right. We have any questions about this?
Do their kits change every month, or how
Typically,
often?
no, it's usually like a whole entire season. It's the same, but because of the air fryer demand last month and that it is no longer available, so they
So scored one.
they had to change it up.
I was really excited about it. I still am.
Yay. Yeah. And because of some of the other product availability, they had to make
Right,
some
yeah.
in the kit. So yeah. But we have great products. It doesn't matter.
That
All
is
of our
for sure.
products are
I
great.
love all of them.
That's
Yeah.
right. And you are going to sell what you love. So
Exactly.
eat from the heart when you're doing this.
Yep.
I wanted to add everything up. Like besides a commission, look at, it's pretty amazing. Like I should have added it all up. We're going to do that next time. All right. I'm going to add up everything.
Okay, you do that, Patty.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just say this because this is one of my favorite things. We don't want you leaving money on the table. And I'm sure you don't want to leave money on the table. So you want to work hard as you can during this 90-day program. So if you're going to push yourself hard, this is what you're going to do. So if you just listen to and go and take everything that you need to do and implement it, you're going to find yourself like, wow, look at what I'm going to get, and what kind of business you're going to have is going to be amazing. We're still early enough in the year where you can earn trips and you can earn obviously our monthly sales consultant sales promotions and all of these products. So, and probably I'm leaving out the most important thing is that green stuff, all that cash that you're going to earn, bula ula. So we don't want you leaving that on the table. All right. So let's talk a little bit about how else you can earn some extra money. So for every recruit that you recruit, you are going to get you're going to get $100 cash. So tell me, if you recruited 5, how much money are you going to get? Anybody that's not muted? Anybody? 500. Okay, 500. And if you recruited 10 and they qualify, you are going to get 10. Oh yeah, $1,000. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What am I thinking? Okay. Anyway, you're also going to be able to get 50 PC dollars for the first 5 that you recruit. But that is, so that would equal $250 in Pampered Chef dollars. Pampered Chef dollars is something that you could put towards national conference products, paperwork, any of those things, sample products, any of those things. And if you promote director, so with 5 people, all, you know, all in, they have sales and you have total sales of $5,000, you are going to promote to what we call a director. Okay. And if you do that in your 90 days, you are going to earn $500 cash. Now, who would like to earn $500 cash? Anybody? Anybody would
Me.
like
Me.
who would? That's why that whole goal thing is so important. You have to have a goal. You have to know what you want to, where you want to be. And when you're paid as a director for the next 3 months, you're going to earn an additional $500 cash. Okay. If you're doing everything correctly and you promote a director, which gives you the title of advanced director within the first 6 months, you are going to earn $1,000 cash. Okay. So this is all those different levels. So then when you're paid as an advanced director for the next 3 months, you're going to earn an additional $1,000. If you were counting along with me, you can earn a total of $3,000 in cash bonuses besides your commission. And then what you earn for your qualified recruits. So not a bad program, I would say. But it's just sharing. It's like sharing just another product. So when you love, you know, our manual food processor, our quick cooker, any of those products, you know, and you're earning all of these things, you will probably love the business as much, or if not even more, because that's going to bring you a great value. So you're going to want to share it. Okay. So rewards to promoting. What is that all about? So if you promote to director, this is what you're going to get. In addition to all those other things that you just got, you are going to earn the new season sample products. So all of the products that were just released, ta-da, those are yours. Okay, you get, so they know you need support. So the company does a monthly webinar for leaders. You would get invited to that. There's a dedicated Facebook group for for directors, not just new directors. There's specialized training for leaders. That's on a monthly basis. So we always have some kind of training there. The resources that plan our team meetings are all available for you. There's exclusive recognition. And you know what? We're here to support, you know, any of the consultants that you bring on. So just like you're doing right now is, you know, we are here to support you as an organization and a team. You're going to have this for people that you bring into the business. So if you have any questions or concerns, we are here to help you with that. So don't worry about not knowing what you're doing and waiting to recruit. When you have someone sign up, we will train them until you feel confident enough to train them yourself. So there's no reason to not have people join your team. Would you all agree?
Totally agree.
So that little circle right there that says, this is your comfort zone. And you probably have heard this before. When you step out of this little circle, this is where the magic happens. So if you're looking to earn more money, if you're looking to have more, you know, self-confidence, this is where you need to be. Okay, so if you want the business to work, guess what? You have to work the business. So Patty, why don't you give us our daily reminders?
Okay. I tell my kids all the time to speak life to the things that are positive and not just speak life to things that aren't positive. So I think as adults, that same reminder is for us. Speak life to the things that you want. Say the things to yourself that you want to remember, and that lift you up instead of tear yourself down. Remind yourself that you're amazing and that you can do anything. Positivity is a choice we make. Celebrate your individuality and be prepared to succeed. I think sometimes we lose that as adults, and it's time to take that back. Remember to choose happiness, success, and abundance in your life. And there's a really good app to help you remember those things called I Am. So if you just look that up and you set it up on your phone, and it just shoots you a reminder every few hours, however you set it up. Maybe you need a reminder every hour. And maybe the notifications drive you crazy, so you only do it a few times a day. But that drives me crazy. So I just do it a few times a day. But it's important to remind yourself and
So
the good things that you are and that you aspire to be. And I know some of this can be overwhelming, but I always tell everyone, just like I tell my host, to trust the process. We present these things to you because we know that they're successful. So if you will, like Patty says, work the business and just trust the process and just allow yourself to just do it, even if you don't understand why you're doing it. Just do it and just trust the process. And you can do this. We believe you. We believe in you before you believe in yourself. So let us carry that for you. And that's what we're here for.
go ahead, Patty.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, so what else? So keep doing Dash. I love Dash, and what we know, the more you learn, the more you earn. And if you're here to earn some money, then keep learning. And if that's not why you signed up, keep learning anyway, so that you'll enjoy the benefits that you're looking for. Keep doing your daily customer reach outs, 8 to 10 a day. More is better. We used to say, what was it before? The 8 will make you great, but 10 is for the win, is our new slogan. And track your contacts. I can't tell you how important that is for you to have a visual and just a way to see. It helps you see who you've reached out to, because it can get crazy in your head. Either use a notebook or do something digital, but be sure and track them and put the results in there. If they booked, if they are becoming a consultant, if they said not right now, or if they placed an order, it helps you see the results of what you're doing. Check out our virtual PC team training Facebook group, especially if you haven't started doing your own Facebook parties. That, like, it is step by step exactly what you need to do. Your recruiters and directors are using that step by step. Check in with your director and recruiter. Let them know that you were on the call tonight. Ask them any questions. Tell them what you were most excited about. There's a recruiting video on marketing imagery. Check that out and use that in your parties. This is Saturday Success Training. Join that group if you'll just look for Saturday Success Training and ask to join, and then it has some questions. You need to make sure you have Pampered Chef in your bio, your Facebook bio, when they look for you, because they do check it. So when they look, they see Pampered Chef. If you have trouble with that, reach out to your recruiter, your director, or one of us, and we'll help you get that in there. But you should have that in there anyway, not just to join some of these groups. You want people to know that you're a Pampered Chef consultant. And I always recommend to you, if you haven't done it already, get into your Gmail or whichever email you're using and upload those contacts into your personal website, into our contacts, and send out a, hey, I joined Pampered Chef, because I can't tell you how many times a consultant realizes somebody has booked a party with someone else because they didn't know she or he was selling Pampered Chef. So put that in your bio.
Patty,
Also,
how do you chart your contacts? How do you like your? Does that make sense?
I use a spiral notebook, and this is my new one, but I write them down. When I reach out to them, I write them down, and then I have different colors for everything. So if they just answered me back and maybe just ordered, I highlight it in yellow, and that way I know they answered me back. If they are interested in more information on being a consultant, I color them blue. If they book a party, if it's in person, I make it green. If it's virtual, I'll make it pink. and I just, that way I can see. And so as also for my customer care calls, contacts, I can go back and see, oh yeah, I talked to this person and this is what they said. And I'll say, if they say check back with me in a few months, I write it in my calendar and I write it in my notebook so that I can check it. And I just find there's 25 to a page. And so or actually this one's bigger, so it's 30 this year. So I just track them here. And I can carry this easily with me because I sit in the car lines a lot.
Sure.
And so I can just do stuff from here.
How do you other girls
I put everything.
track your contacts?
I use a notebook as well, spiral notebook.
Bible notebook, easy. There is, I think it's in the resources in Dash. I think they have like a tracking, some type of tracker that you could print, and then, I think it's like, it looks kind of like this, just a chart or whatever that you can do. But honestly, I find that it's a whole lot easier, than printing out pages and pages.
I agree. It's easier just to have a spiral notebook, and I use a color coding highlighter system, just like Patty Davis uses.
Yeah.
And then for tracking my parties, I use what Cassie has. It's the form, and I use that. And then I put all of those in my trusty binder that's dated January through February. And I punch holes and keep them all in here so I can go back. And I have all that in there as well. I try to be organized, but if you saw my desk, I have papers and sticky notes and you name it all over. But
You're not supposed to say that, Louise.
I start out like I got great systems. I just got to follow my system.
I love being organized, but I'm right there with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
It sometimes is, woof, I got to get back at that.
I know it is.
And I write, all my hosts get a handwritten thank you card from me. So on the little host tracker thing, or the party page from Cassie, I can then write that I sent them a thank you note as well and check that off.
Yeah. I have to say that I'm reading this book. It's amazing. I don't know where it's over there. It's called Atomic Habits. I don't want everybody to go run and read a book right now, but obviously you can tell what it's about. It's about creating some habits, and it's about building habits. And it's hard to get out of it's hard to break that old habit, because you get like it's a feeling that you get when you do that bad habit. Like when I sit in front of the TV, I feel like I'm snacking. So what would you do differently, that you could do to make that change? But like not do that. Drink water instead.
I was gonna say coffee, but okay.
What's that? Coffee. Oh, I have that. I have plenty of those right now. Here, look, we have plenty of coffee cups here. So we're just making sure we had enough for the call. But anyway, it really is all about habits. So if you can create a really good habit, and then add another good habit on top of that, like spend, whatever that looks like in your, what we call a power hour, or whatever time that you would have available. I don't know if everybody has an hour to do, their business all at the same time and keep focused, but we talk about that. I know we talk about that in the first call, an hour of booking contacts, like reaching out to people, and maybe an hour of host coaching, and an hour of recruiting, and then maybe some customer care, but they're 15-minute slots or whatever. And you just kind of stay focused on that, for that long. But get yourself a reward. Like if you do that, on a daily basis, it becomes something that you like instill, like kind of the fact that, do you brush your teeth every single day? Yeah, I'm sure everybody does, but not everybody lets you make your bed every single day. Like I get out of my bed and I actually make my bed. I don't know.
Right away I do too.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that I do. I just created another new habit that I'm really trying to to do, but here's about stacking habits. So I know Larice runs. I can't even catch her. She's running like 7 miles a day, but we couldn't run 7 miles a day here because we would be running into snowbanks here. But anyway, right now we would be. So I just have a stationary bike in my house, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get on the bike, and then I'm going to read 10 pages, but I've got to cycle for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I read the 10 pages. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of like stacking a habit. So that's just the kind of thing, if you do better, maybe after dinner, you're going to reach out to 10 people. But if you do that every single day, you're going to find that, oh yeah, you feel funny when you don't do it, just like you would probably feel funny if you didn't brush your teeth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like after I make my bed, I go brush my teeth. Oh, here's the party tracker. So she put the party tracker in there just in case anybody wants to grab that. You can just click on that and it will, yay, she does a great job with that. Cassie is the most organized person, so I will tell you that. But yeah, so let's go back to this. So I think we covered this, right? We did all this. So this is really all about, if you have any questions, if you feel like, gosh, I'm struggling with something, what do you need more help with? How can we help you? Anybody? You guys are all going to be $1 million.
I will call you as soon as I'm away home tomorrow.
Just saying.
Yeah.
My biggest fear, I guess, is just the organization, figuring it out, figuring how to get the system down, get what works for me. Like that's my biggest worry, I guess.
Okay.
I'm a people person. I love talking to people, so I really don't think that'll be too hard.
Yeah. No. And Cassie is your director, right?
Yeah.
She is the most organized person.
She is.
You have everything, and just feel confident that she is going to hand you all the right stuff to make this work because she's got systems all worked out there. That's her that tracker sheet is hers. So
It's wonderful.
yeah, she is. She really is. Yeah. Everybody wants to be like Cassie.
I don't have office hours per se because I don't have small children and I don't work outside the home. But I found myself constantly running to the post office, and it's not far. It's like 5 miles from my house. But I found that I was constantly going to the post office. So I made a quick change last year sometime. I was like, I'm going 1 time a week. That's on a Wednesday. So that really, like that simple little change of just having a post office day, like really helped me tremendously. I also changed from contacting people like, whenever it popped in my head, to like actually sitting down and having a day of doing that. It really does help if you do have a system or a day in place to do something. Because I was like, I don't have any kids. I don't have any work to worry about. I can just do it whenever I want to do it. But you know what? You get sidetracked. I'm like squirrel. I'm like TV. I'm like all over. So
That is so neat.
Louise, honestly, you probably have more good habits and systems than you think you probably have, because you do, you were talking about the thank you notes, and you're talking about, you're good because you know what, you have an amazing business yourself. You do an amazing amount of shows and sales. So you have to have a system for that.
You have to have a system.
With
Yes. Otherwise you are just
outline and
yeah.
So
You have
I'm
to
going to give you a 10 for that, Louise.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Patty.
You're welcome. You're welcome. For sure. For sure. Anybody else? No, Sylvia's okay. Lori's okay. Olga, Joanne. I know everybody's muted and I'm calling everybody out. Well, let me go ahead and I'm going to stop the recording. How's that?